Hello, let's have some fun with our core using a block today. So we're gonna start laying on our backs with the knees bent, soles of the feet on the ground. So I'm laying on my back. We're gonna target the deep core muscles. So specifically our transverse abdominis, which kind of is like a girdle along from our hip bones all the way up to our ribs, really deep. So we're gonna pull in our pelvic floor, kind of like we are holding going to the bathroom. You're gonna draw your belly button towards your spine, and then you're gonna find that space, the top of your belly, right where your ribs and your belly meet. And you're gonna kind of tuck that in and up, like you're trying to tuck it underneath your ribs. So that is the transverse abdominis. We want that engaged. We're gonna keep all of that engaged. We're gonna grab the block and we're gonna raise that block up towards the ceiling. Once we're there, we're gonna squish the block like we're trying to bring our palms together, but the block is in the way. Keep the core active. Then we're gonna lower that block over our head slowly to a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that block hover just above the ground. Keep those core muscles engaged. And then raise that block up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the block, relax everything. You can windshield wiper the legs or take a big full body stretch here. And then we'll bring the soles of the feet to the ground. We're gonna do that again. I'm gonna show you a way to make it a little bit more challenging. So we're engaging those core muscles. So we're pulling in our pelvic floor. I'm drawing my belly button towards the spine, and then I'm engaging the top. So it's like I'm kind of tucking that muscle underneath my ribs. I'm gonna raise that block up to the ceiling and squish the block, and then I'm gonna raise my feet up to the ceiling. Really keep those core muscles engaged as you do this. We're gonna lower the block. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that, keep that core engaged. Squeeze, 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 and then raise that block. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the block, relax everything. Maybe windshield wiper the legs or stretch long. We're gonna do it one more time, and I'm gonna give you an option that's kind of in between. So again, pull in that pelvic floor, draw your belly button towards your spine, and then kind of tuck the ribs kind of over that muscle. It's not actually happening, but that's how I like to picture it. We're gonna raise the block up. I'm squishing the block. This time I'm gonna bring my knees up, or my feet up, so my knees are bent and the shins are parallel. And then we'll lower that block. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep that engaged, keep squeezing, keep breathing. And then we'll raise that block up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower the block, maybe stretch it out, maybe you open the legs or windshield wiper. Adding a little movement here. So we kind of targeted the upper part, or brought our focus to the upper part. Now we're gonna bring our focus to the lower half of our abs. So we're still gonna use the block. I'm gonna give you a couple options. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna engage that core. Pull in the pelvic floor. Belly button draws towards the spine. And this time, like these hip bones here, you wanna imagine them drawing in. You can even kind of draw the legs towards each other if that feels good, but you're gonna feel like a deep engagement here. Keep that engaged, right? This is a nice foundation. I'm gonna keep the right leg just the way it is. I'm gonna raise that left leg up. My core is still engaged. I'm gonna place the block here. I'm gonna push into my knee and try to pull that knee towards me. So there's a lot of engagement here. Keep breathing, keep that core engaged. And then release it. We'll take that to the other side. So pelvic floor draws in, belly button pulls towards the spine. My hip muscles are kind of imagining drawing towards each other. This time I'm gonna keep the left leg where it's at. I'm gonna raise that right leg up. I'm gonna place the block there and I'm pushing that leg away and try to pull it in at the same time. Keep those core muscles working here. Breathe here. And then release. If you want to open the knees wide, just to kind of let that stretch out those core muscles. We're going to do that again, and I'm going to give you an option to make this even more challenging. So soles of the feet are on the ground, the knees are up. Core is engaged. This is our foundation. Pull in that pelvic floor. Belly button draws towards the spine, and I'm imagining those hips drawing towards each other. This time I'm going to raise both feet off the ground. I'm going to take the block on my left knee, and I'm pushing that knee away as I draw the knee in. And now I'm going to move this right leg. I'm going to bring it in towards the chest. I'm going to lower it down. I'm bringing it in towards the chest, and I'm lowering it down. Keep those core muscles working. Shaking is good. Keep breathing. One more time, and then we'll relax and lower both feet. We have to do that on the other side so that we're even. So let's pull in that pelvic floor, draw your belly button towards your spine. Imagine those hips drawing towards each other. So I feel a nice foundation through the lower half of my body. I'm gonna raise those feet up. I'm gonna take that block to the right side. I'm pushing the block into the knee, and the knee is pushing into the block. Then I'm gonna move this left leg, bringing the knee in towards my chest and then tapping the foot to the ground. In towards the chest and tapping the foot to the ground. Everything else is staying stable and really active. Make sure you're breathing. And then lower everything down. And let's open those knees, bringing the soles of the feet together. Maybe stretch those arms overhead. Just pause here for a couple breaths. As you inhale, expand that belly. As you exhale, just release. Awesome. Thank you so much for playing with some core today with me.